Welcome to the odds.com UFC 249 breakdown, coming to you live this Saturday night, May 9th. The UFC is back and other sports are going to be following suit. Things are going to get back to normal. But right now, let's break down this women's strawweight bout coming to this Saturday night. And we have a great group of MMA handicappers joining us right here, right now. We got the legend Peter Loshak. We have Big Mo from Mo Scream TV, Boston Nick in the house, and Clint from the Die Hard MMA podcast. Let's talk about this bout right here. 5'1" America, Carla the Cookie Monster Esparza, opening at minus 138, taking money now at minus 150. That's at Bet365. Going up against the 5'3" American, the Karate Hottie, Michelle Waterson, opening at plus 110, now sitting at plus 125. Clint, my man, do you see an edge here? Do you see an angle?
I do, Jimmy. I like a side here. The only problem is I don't want to pay that much money for it. I think this is a setup fight perfectly for Carla Esparza. She's the favorite for a reason, and I missed the boat. They opened her at minus 120, and I didn't get on it. I didn't have my tape study done in time. I messed up. I should have been on it. She absolutely deserves to be the favorite here. I'm a huge fan of Michelle Waterson, the Karate Hottie. She's 34 years old. She's not getting any younger. And my rule about not betting on men that are over the age of 40, with women, you got to lower that number just a little bit for their athletic primes. She's getting to that do not bet on range. And not only that, she is so small. She's a natural atom weight. This fight is happening at 115. She should be fighting at 105, and she should have been her entire career. It speaks to how solid she is that she's done as well as she has in her UFC career, being the smaller fighter. Carla Esparza is a monster when it comes to wrestling. That's all she does is grind, grind, grind. She's going to put Michelle Waterson on her back. She's going to stay on top of her. And unless Michelle Waterson throws up an armbar at some point, which is very difficult to do against Esparza, I just don't see it happening. I think Esparza wins this one running away.
Mo Scream TV, Esparza, Waterson.
I'm going pick-wise, like Mr. Clint over there. We're going to go Carla just because of the wrestling. You know, she'll come out and throw out 4 takedowns on you in one round. And you're going against somebody like Karate Hottie. She's rocking a 57% takedown defense. So she, you know, you're probably going to get her down. Let's see here. Even JJ got her down 3 times. JJ, she ain't even grappling. So that shows you right there, you got somebody that grapples like Carla. You could look, but let me throw this by y'all. Stranger things have happened. Let's say Carla comes out, throws 4 or 5 takedowns round 1, or one of the 3 rounds, right? Boom, you got to assume with the new rules, 10-8 round, right? Something along that 10-8, 5, 4 or 5 takedowns. Let's say Karate Hottie does something. She gets on her bike. She starts throwing that side kick to the body. She stays away, wins in the striking because we all got to admit she is the better striker. Wins 2 of the rounds, 10-9. Boom, we have a tie. I'm not saying it's not very likely, but I like to look on the card and see which fight on the card is most likely to end in a draw, because it does happen. And when that does, that's normally big money. In this case is one of the only fights on the card that I could see Carla coming out, getting a 10-8, Karate Hottie coming out, winning a 10-9, 2 rounds. That's a draw. Boom. But I don't think it's very likely to happen. I think it's more likely Carla comes out, does that 2 rounds. Maybe Karate Hottie avoids the takedowns 1 round, wins a 10-9. But I'm going Karate Hottie, or not Karate Hottie, Carla, the Cookie Monster Esparza for the decision.
Pistol Pete, women's strawweight bout here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, well, once again, I pretty much agree with what everyone said, and especially Clint. When the lines first came out, I was, they looked approximately accurate to me, and Waterson's a very impressive fighter. Obviously, I thought, she has a dog. Why not take a little shot with her? But then when I looked a little bit more into it, you realize that Carla's weakness, I think, is obviously in the stand-up position, and I'm not sure if Waterson's striking is good enough to take advantage of that. And I thought, looked into it a little bit more, and I thought maybe the most applicable past fight here was Michelle's fight against Tisha Torres. A very similar fighter. They just kind of, to Carla, they just kind of like to grind their opponents down. And it looks to me like this is very predictable. Might be a little bit boring in that sense, because you're don't expect the unexpected in this one necessarily. And I start to like Carla more and more and more. And I think I like her now, even enough that I would take her at minus 140, anything up to minus 160, maybe even 170 or so.
Boston Nick, are you in agreement with the guys?
No, how could I ever go against my wife? You know what kind of shit I would take for that? Come on now, Karate Hottie. Me and her have a thing going on. I don't know if you guys know about that, but
she don't like your ugly mug, bro.
She loves this mug, okay?
Bro.
No, on the real. That's what I see happening. I see Carla landing a bunch of takedowns, but I do see Karate Hottie trying to get on top, or at least capitalize on some sort of submission position where she gets back up, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough for the judges. This is a fight I could see going to draw. It's funny that you said that, because I was actually going to bet draw, thinking like 4,000 or 5,000, just to put a small amount on it, because I could see the opposite happen. Carla winning the first two, with her takedowns and stuff, and then getting pieced up in the third maybe, and it being a 10-8 round. But this is a clear pass in my situation. Any one of these girls can win this fight. I do lean, Carla Esparza, because of her. Listen, wrestling wins fights. Takedowns win fights. We all know this. But listen, she just went 5 rounds with Joanna, correct? Karate Hottie?
Yeah, but it was not competitive at all.
No.
I hear you. But what did Esparza do?
JJ landed 226 total strikes.
I know, but Esparza got pieced up. But Esparza's a lot better fighter than she was back then, so that's where I take that. So
Esparza had no striking when she fought Joanna. She was a pure wrestler back then.
You're talking about Karate Hottie fighter last night.
And yeah. And that's what I meant. And Esparza striking, as you said, is leaps and bounds better than it was before. So it's Esparza for a pick. No bet, but a pick.
There you have it. Women's strawweight bout. Clint, is this a Esparza a parlay piece?
Yes, Esparza is a parlay piece. And I think there's a couple of other decent-sized favorites on this card. I think she fits right in there. If you missed her at that opening line of minus 120, I don't want to lay minus 160 on her straight, because this is a women's fight, and it could, it's got split decision written all over it, because you never know quite what the judges are looking for these days. When you've got a fighter that just kind of lays and prays and is grapple heavy, they don't favor that as much anymore as they used to. So Carla should win, but you can't count out a blindfolded judge giving the wrong girl the wrong card. And I wouldn't want to lay that much money on her. But if you want to tie her up with another favorite, you want to kind of bring the price down on and do a 1-unit parlay like that, I like that idea.
There you have it. Women's strawweight bout. Check us out. Odds.com. Also follow us on Twitter, Odds110, and subscribe to our YouTube page. You're right on it right now, Odds HQ. Enjoy the fights on Saturday night.
I got kids to feed, I got enemies, I got guys give, so they envy me. Got some friends out in Memphis like I'm Aubrey. Got some friends fought for orange like some autumn leaves.